A very good afternoon to all of you. Assalamu alaikum. Today in the biochemistry part, we will have a very short clip on a condition known as emphysema. This is a very short video on the emphysema. What's emphysema? First we will see what does this emphysema means. Very precisely, it's the abnormal distension of lungs. Abnormal distension of lungs is called as emphysema. How does this emphysema occur? You know, our lungs have some air inside it that keeps these lungs inflated. But due to some conditions, due to some infections, there is abnormal distension of lungs. They get more inflated. How does that occur? Two causes of this lung emphysema is infections, and second one, that is due to smoking that can also cause lung emphysema. But how does the infections or general, we can say, infections in general and smoking cause lung emphysema? You know that is abnormal distension of lungs. If we go a brief mechanism, how it occurs, how the excess air is accumulated in the lungs that causes abnormal distension. I will explain the mechanism. See, in our blood, in our plasma, we have a protein, plasma protein, antitrypsin, alpha antitrypsin. Remember this. Alpha antitrypsin. This is a plasma protein. This is very, very important in this. Now what happens? Whenever a person is having an infection, due to any bacterial, viral, whatever infection is having, or he is having smoking, due to the infections, it's the normal, natural response of our body. It produces antibodies. It produces antibodies. Those antibodies are the non-specific. Antibody production is a specific immune response, or due to some non-specific responses. There is a response, either specific or non-specific, which binds, which causes the phagocytosis of this incoming infection. Now what happens? There is production of these immune response against this incoming infection into the lungs. Among them, there is a protein alpha antitrypsin. This non-specific immune response which is generated, it can damage our own lungs. It can damage our own lungs. You have to remember this thing. But it's quite natural. Whenever you have infection, there is an immune response. Either it is specific or it's non-specific. But sometimes it can damage our own body, own tissues. We have this antitrypsin. When there is infection, there is production of immune response. There are some production of enzymes, serine proteases. Remember this thing. These serine proteases are those enzymes, those proteins which have the serine amino acid residue. These serine proteases they will damage our own tissues, they will damage the lungs. Because the serine protease will act on a protein known as elastin, which is present in our lungs. Whenever there is infection now, the serine proteases are generated, produced. They will try to break this because it acts on this elastin protein which is present in the lungs. But we have a protection. This alpha antitrypsin, this AT, binds with serine proteases. It binds with serine proteases and blocks them from destroying the lung tissue. Now, in case of emphysema, there is infection, there is production of these serine proteases, but if alpha-1 antitrypsin is deficient, this serine protease will act on the lung tissue, create the holes. It will create small crevices, holes in the lungs. In those holes, there is entrapment of the air, and that entrapment of air causes abnormal distension of lungs, and we call that as emphysema. I am not saying this is the only mechanism. This is one of the mechanisms due to which lung emphysema can occur. I will summarize it. Lung emphysema is abnormal distension of lungs because whenever there is infection or either due to smoking, there is production of serine proteases. Those serine proteases act on the lung tissue which is rich in elastin protein, and it causes breakdown of the lung tissue, due to which there is formation of these holes, and in those crevices and holes there is accumulation, entrapment of the excess air, and causes the abnormal distension of lungs. That's called as emphysema. Thank you so much.